Alright, my contestant ID is 4090, and today I'm gonna be doing underhood inspections. And first, we're gonna start off with safety. First, I got safety goggles to protect my eyes from any debris. I got safety gloves to protect my hands from any high acidic fluids from the car. I'm also wearing a mechanic's belt to prevent scratching on the car. And I got steel toe boots to prevent anything heavy from damaging my foot. Over here we got fender covers on the cars to prevent any other scratchings on the car. We're gonna start off with coolant. I'm gonna grab a brake strip from here. The double-sided, which works for a brake pad, for brake fluids and coolant. Now, you wanna make sure when you're testing your coolant, the car is off and cooled down, because when it's hot, pressure can build up and the coolant can shoot back at you and burn you. And in order to test that, you want to hold your fingers or your hand a little bit on the cap, and if it's hot, don't open it, let the car cool down. In this case it's cool, so we can go ahead and open it. As you can see here, the coolant is green, so it does indicate it's pretty much new. Doesn't really need any replacement, although we still gotta check it out. I'll put in the strip in here. Take it back out. You can see here, it's about a 50% freeze/boil point and 11% pH level, which indicates it's a good coolant. Next, you want to grab a refractometer. Right, make sure you wipe off anything that's on the actual thing. And you want to go ahead and grab a suction tube and some distilled water. This is so we can set the refractometer to 0, make sure it's calibrated. So we'll make sure put distilled water, 2 to 3 drops. And you want little to no air bubbles in there for accurate readings. You want to pop off this little plastic cover. Make sure to get the flathead screwdriver that comes within the kit. Make sure to take off the glasses so you can actually read it. Just set this to the water line, and it's calibrated for me. I'm gonna open this back up, grab the cloth that comes in the kit, wipe it down. Now you want to get the second suction tube that comes in the kit to get some coolant. Same thing as the water. You want to add 2 to 3 drops. Close this. Again, little to no air bubbles. You want to make sure when you're reading this, that light is hitting the refractometer, but no light should be entering your eye, as it could mess with your readings. As for me, this is around 30. So this coolant isn't diluted, so it shouldn't really need any replacement. So it's a good mix of coolant and water. And after that, you want to make sure put your goggles back on and close the radiator cap. And we'll come here. Make sure you also check out the radiator hose right here. If it feels brittle, that indicates like internal damage. You want to get it replaced. Same thing if it's gummy, so you don't want any of those. Same things with the lower radiator hose. In our case, they're good. Don't need any replacement. Now, you want to come over here. Sure, the fender cover is in place. You want to check out the battery and see the strap on. We're gonna see if it's on tight, and by tugging the battery. As you can see, battery goes nowhere, so it should be pretty good. Now you want to check for the cables. As you can see, that one's loose compared to this one. This one's nice and snug. So what you want to do is grab your ratchet, make sure you have the right socket size. Make sure you don't over tighten it, as damage could lead to corrosion on the terminals. Now, you also want to make sure that if you replace the battery or the terminals, you want to get some battery cleaner. You want to spray it on there to get rid of any corrosion that was left on before. That's this one. And after the cleaner settles in, you want to add some battery corrosion prevention and spray it on the terminals so you don't get any corrosion in the future. Now we're gonna come back over here, grab another brake strip, but this time we're gonna use it for the brake fluid. Now, as you can tell, the actual fluid compared to the line is pretty low, which could indicate a worn brake pad. So you want to make sure you want to get those checked too. Put the brake strip in here, take it back up. Make sure you close the cap. Come back around. As you can see, this is around a level 100, which is getting pretty close to the dangerous zone. So you might want to flush out the brake fluid and get it changed, as excess copper levels can lead to corrosion in your brake pads. Now you want to come over here, check the power steering fluid. As you can see, for us, there's little to nothing in there, and that can cause difficulties driving by making the steering wheel stiff, and we don't want any of that to happen on the road. So in our case, we're gonna have to fill it back up. Now you also want to go grab a shop rag and make sure when you check the engine oil, it's on a flat level surface so it doesn't mess with the readings. We'll come over here, take it out, wipe it down, and put it back in. As you can tell from the color, it's pretty nice. It doesn't look bad. Based by the smell, it doesn't smell burnt or anything, so it doesn't smell like gas either. So there shouldn't be any leaks or any problems with the oil so far. All right, next we're gonna do the transmission. And you want to make sure that it's on a flat level surface so you don't mess with the readings. All right, so now we're gonna turn on the car. Now that the car is turned on, you want to get the fender cover. Put on this side. Yeah, a different shop towel. I cleaned it off. Alright. As you can tell, from where the transmission fluid is sitting at, it's on level. So it shouldn't need any replacement. Based on the color, it's good. Same thing as the smell. It doesn't smell burnt, which indicates that it doesn't have any problems so far. So it shouldn't need any replacement. Alright. Now you also, for extra safety, you actually want to make sure you want to check your wiper fluid. You know, as you can see, it's pretty good. Doesn't need anything because that washes your windshield, so If anything dirty gets on the windshield, you wipe it down so you can see better on the road. All right, bring this back here. Now moving on, we're gonna use this awareness gauge. Now you wanna come over here to the drive belt. You wanna get the rib profile, put it against the belt. And you don't want to see any movement between the belt and the awareness gauge, because if you do, that indicates a worn belt. And as you can see by the awareness gauge, it's like a V shape, and that's what you generally want for your belt, as a U shape indicates a worn belt. Now moving on to the bar indicator. I'll come back down here. Same thing, put it in the grooves in between the belt. If the bar is higher than the belt, it's a good belt, but if it's lower, you're gonna need to replace it. Moving on to finding cracks, you want to use the window on the awareness gauge. You want to come down here, put the tool against the belt. And if you see 4 or more crackings in the window, it's a bad belt and you want to replace that. This was a contestant ID 4090 with underhood inspections.